Alright, buddy. Get him on. Right, so we made it here to the MOT station. There's my brother. What a nightmare. So he left it late getting back, and flat battery, so an absolute nightmare. And I hadn't charged my jump pack, so that wouldn't start. I ended up having to get my T4 round and jump it off the battery. But we've just made it. Ken didn't think we were going to make it because we are like 5 minutes late, so you know, we are sorry for that. But we made it, and it actually drove really nice. So the tyre change and raising the suspension has really made a massive improvement to how this drives. So yeah, absolutely buzzing to see how it gets on. So the first advisory is an oil leak, which is, by the looks of it, at the top of the engine, so possibly the rocker cover. And then Bick came over, the mechanic who I said hello to on the way in. He came over and he had a look underneath and he said, oh look, there you go, new turbo up there. Yeah, it was really nice. Actually, it was really good chatting to Bick because he's actually working on a caddy at the moment and he's rebuilding a 1.8 turbo lump to put in with all forged rods and everything. Absolutely amazing. I really do want to go back down and speak to him and maybe get some clips for you because he was showing me all around. And I don't know, sometimes when people are showing me stuff, I don't want to just grab the camera out because I actually want to pay attention to what they're showing me. But yeah, so maybe I'm going to have to go back down before he builds it and have a look again and show you what you've got. We'll have a look at the caddy outside in a minute. But that was the first advisory, was the oil leak. The second advisory, if you want to pause it, you carry on. But as we walk towards the front of the vehicle, have a look underneath the exhaust and you will see that the middle, that silencer, the back box kind of thing, is starting to corrode. And it's corroding excessively that it's, you know, it's so bad it's not going to last another year. So a new exhaust will be required for next year. But I was also just wanted to have a look around and see how the coils were fitting, whether they were coil bound or anything. And yeah, happy days. Right, let's have a look at the caddy. So this is that VW caddy that I was telling you about, and it's, well, it's stunning. I absolutely love it. So much custom work being done on this. A lot of money has been spent on this caddy. I mean, you can see by the size of those wheels on there. I'm not sure what they are. They might be 19s, but they're rotor forms, so they could be 20s actually. I'm not too sure. But they are massive, and there's huge discs in there. There's huge brakes. I think they were 4-pot Porsche brakes or something. You've got the GTI modified front bumper. It's an absolutely stunning van, and Bick is actually rebuilding the engine on this. So he's putting the 1.8 turbo lump in there, and he's actually got himself a Corrado as well, and he's rebuilding a 1.8 turbo lump for himself as well. But this one is getting all the forged rods, it's getting all singing and dancing. His Corrado, he's just going to keep it standard but rebuild it so it's still running about 300 brake, because previously he did show me he actually sent a rod through the block, and I was when I saw it, it was shocking to see, but wow, at the same time, wow. I've never seen a rod go through a block before like that. Amazing. Both sides as well. And that's what I kept saying to him, amazing. I bet he must have been standing there thinking, oh, I hate you, I hate you. But no, that's what Bick's up to down at the garage. And I will try and get back down there at some point and have a look and see how he's getting on. And we'll try and get some clips. Right, so we're back from the MOT station. As you can tell, I'm in a different attire because I've been getting on with the van. So we went to the MOT station in the T5, and then straight after the MOT, Tim came back, he dropped me off, and he's buggered off for the weekend. So fair play to him, he's going to get some use out of the van, but unfortunately it just means that I'm going to have to end the video in this van and not in the T5. The whole morning had been absolutely rushed because I should have ideally got outside. I should have got the T5 ready. I should have made sure that, you know, it was started, ready for when my brother got back. But I didn't. I just presumed everything would be all right. He came out, went to fire it up, and the battery was dead. So here's a little top tip for you. Whenever you start your engine, just to move your car, and if you're only moving your van, just to start it up to move it and then turn it off again, doing that can actually drain your battery a lot and kill your battery. And that's what happened to my brother's van, because it would get started. I mean, you'd start it, and then it would move from like one section of the drive to the other, get turned off, and then it would get started, turn it around, turned off. It'll get started to open it and then turn off. And doing that, I think like 4 or 5 times, just killed the battery. Yeah, so it was a mad rush in the morning trying to get Tim's van started, to get it going, to get down to the MOT station. We got there 5 minutes late, so I really appreciate that, Ken, for, you know, hanging on for us. And then I didn't get the footage that I wanted to, because I got sidetracked by speaking to Bick and his projects that he's got going on with the caddy, his own Corrado. It's just, yeah, it was mind-blowing, and I was really taken away by everything that he's got going on, and I was really keen and interested. So, you know, if you want to see anything like that, just let me know down in the comments down below, and, you know, we can go and film some stuff like that, because I find that really, really interesting. I was sidetracked so much that I didn't really get a lot of footage of the van. I just let Ken get on with the MOT. I went and spoke to Bick, come back. I mean, we had a little look under the van. And actually, we were really lucky that it was only 2 advisories that were picked up. It's, you know, I did actually have a look as well at the steering rack, because, you know, earlier on in the series we thought there was problems with the steering rack, but it's actually not. The oil leak, I would say, wasn't coming from the power steering, from the rack. It looks like it was coming from the rocker cover all along. So maybe it just had low power steering fluid, and it just needed topping up, because I did check the power steering fluid as well the other day, and it hasn't dropped at all. So maybe my brother's going to be all right and it won't need a steering rack. But yeah, like I say, there was 2 advisories that were picked up, and the first advisory was the oil leak. It says, I think it was not excessive oil leak, it said, or slight oil, I'm not sure. But there really wasn't, it was not much of an oil leak. But it's something that will need addressing. I'm not sure whether well, I mean, if my brother wants me to do it, then maybe we'll get it done. But, you know, it's his van, it's down to him to really sort it out. But the other thing is the exhaust. So it was picked up, both back boxes, corrosion. And I think come this winter, that the centre box is definitely going to be blowing by then, because although it's not a hole all the way through, you can see it's very close to being a hole, and it's going to be a large hole as well, several holes. So it's definitely going to need an exhaust. Now, I'm not sure what route my brother's going to go down when it comes to an exhaust, whether he's going to get an aftermarket, some sporty thing, or whether he's just going to get an original Volkswagen one. I don't know. I mean, something a little bit, maybe, I don't know if PPI do one for the T5. But we'll look into it, because I think a straight through exhaust would definitely would suit the van, rather than it, you know, being restricted with those back boxes. But we'll see. I don't know. I mean, because it's emissions and everything else, but I need to research into that and look into that, but later on. So I'm in the van, because I wanted to have a look at the speakers, and I wanted to fit these new speakers that Russ gave me from Trim Porters. But unfortunately, when I took my speakers out, these, I don't know if it's the same with all T4s or whether it's just the Caravelle, but these have got crossovers built in. Now, with the crossovers, that means there's 4 wires going to each speaker. I'm not an electrician, I don't know. So I'm going to speak to Matt, and Matt will know what the score is with these speakers at the front. Also, the reason why I'm not fitting the ones from Russ was because once I took them out of the parcel shelf thing that he gave them to me in, I took the cover off. The first speaker I took out, and I had a look, and I come out here and I had a look around and went, oh yeah, that'll fit, it just needs trimming down on the brackets. And then I got the second speaker out, and then that's when I noticed that the cone, that little foam bit around the edge, unfortunately, that's been damaged. So, and it looks like someone's put a screwdriver through it by accident. They've probably been doing it up, and they slipped, and the screwdriver's gone through the speaker. That speaker's no good now. So I'm going to speak to Matt. I'm going to see what speakers we need to do. But I'm pretty sure with Matt and his T4 and his Caravelle, I'm pretty sure these on the dash are like your tweeters, and then what's in the door is your mid-range and bass. But I think what Matt's done is he's got like a component set. So he's got mid-range in the dash. I'm pretty sure he's got tweeters up on the top here. And I'm pretty sure that his door speakers are like his bass. I don't want to go down that route of having tweeters up here. I would like my tweeters built in with either the mid-range or the mid-range and tweeters in the door, or just mid-range door tweeters on the dash, and then sub in the base. I don't know. I really don't know. But I just don't fancy having tweeters screwed in anywhere. I don't want that. I mean, it's cool, but no, I want everything hidden, everything as OEM as possible. Okay, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. We're dragging it out way too much. I'm in the T4. I was going to get on with some bits on the T4. Not doing anything. All I need to do is clean it because, as you can see, it's still a little bit dirty from bug jam. So we got VW action in a few days. So I want to get the van cleaned out. We have got a water ban, a hose pipe ban. So I don't know if I'm going to clean the outside. I might give it a blow over with the air compressor and then use some of that waterless wash and wax stuff. We've got some of that Michelin stuff, so I may do that before we go to Santa Pod looking at it. But apart from that, I've got to go to Dorset Motor Factors. So I'm going to go down there because I need to get a clutch master cylinder for the Vectra because, well, I can't get it into gears now. And I was just like, oh, what's going on? I couldn't get it into gear. So I turned the engine off, went straight into gear fine. And I had a look at the clutch pedal, I had a look underneath, and yeah, the master cylinder, it's wet. So yeah, I need to go get that sorted. So I'm gonna get that sorted, we'll get that changed, and I'll see you in a video doing that clutch master cylinder, if you're interested and you want to see that. If not, maybe I'll see you at the weekend at VW Action. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like it, ring the little bell, share, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you very soon. Take care, stay safe, and God bless.